Hey, Shalom Israel. I'm priest and officer of 1,000, Officer YAHUAH. And to my right,
priest and officer of 50, YAHAWAH.
And we're joined by priest and officer of 1,000, Officer Ibad Hayah on Shamar. Got young men Mike and John here as students in the class. So we're just going to begin the service. Men up here, am I doing? No, men up here. All right. We'll call up Officer Ibad, the priest.
One second.
Yeah, Kurt, remember to pay your Passover. $200 cover all the activities for the whole week. Kids party, black party, slaughter of the lambs, Passover and Feast of Unleavened Bread. Blow the shofar. So Ibad, present thyself.
Ibad Hayah, Ban Binyamin, Ban YAHSHUA.
Ibad Hayah, Ban Binyamin, Ban YAHSHUA.
YAHWAH Shem YAHSHUA.
YAHWAH Shem YAHSHUA. This is the yayan, the wine for the priest.
YAHSHUA, which means to Israel.
Congregation, men, women, Imagine, which means to stand, Wa, which means and, Sar, turn, Wapanya, Hapadam, and face the east. And when we pray, we lift up our holy hands. So sort of like, put your hands up like this. I'll show you. Look, just look at me like this. Just like how a cop would tell you, surrender. So you will surrender into the Most High God, okay? So that's why we pray with our hands up.
Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa.
Abanawa.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Dash.
Ayah.
Shemka.
Yahawah.
BreakfastClub.
Ba'a.
Ratazaka.
Ayah.
I.S.H.U.P.K.
Ayah. Washamayim.
Amen. That's the Lord's Prayer, the English translation. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done in earth. As it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. And forgive us our debts. As we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation. But deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory. Forever.
So be it.
The Hebrew, Yahawah Shem Yahushua.
Yahawah Shem Yahushua.
Bakusha.
Learnawa.
I.S.H.U.P.K.
Aka.
Ba'a.
Ba'a.
Kamakala.
Kamakala.
Like Kamadawa,
Kamadawa,
Kak,
Kak,
Tahor,
Tahor,
Amatazariah,
Amatazariah,
Kak,
Kak,
Haku,
Haku,
Amathia,
Amathia,
Kak,
Kak,
Awakawa,
Awakawa,
Tama'ala,
Tama'ala,
Garisha,
Garisha,
Hashem Yahushua,
Hashem Yahushua, Wadaman.
This is the English translation to the Hebrew we just read. YAHAWAH.
YAHAWAH.
In the name of YAHUSHA.
In the name of Yahushua.
Please give us the power.
Give us the power.
The power to heal.
Power to heal.
All manner of sickness.
All manner of sickness.
And all manner of disease.
All manner of disease.
The power to cleanse the lepers.
Power to heal the lepers.
The power to raise the dead.
Power to raise the dead.
The power against unclean spirits.
Power against unclean
To
spirits.
cast them out.
Cast them out.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Thank you so big.
Thank you so big.
Bless Israel in Hebrew, Yahawah Hashem Yahushua,
YAHAWAH Hashem Yahushua.
Barak
Lanawa.
Yasharala,
YASHUA.
YAHAWAH,
Sapari.
Hashem Yahushua,
Hashem Yahushua.
So Wadaman.
English translation. YAHAWAH.
Yahawah,
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Bless us.
Bless us.
And Israel.
And Israel.
And the school.
And the school.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Thank you so big.
Thank you so big.
I.S.U.P.K, power, blessing, Barakatah Yahawah,
Barakatah Yahawah.
YAHUSHA,
YAHUSHA.
YAHAWAH,
YAHUAH.
Matazabaya,
Matazabaya.
YAHANNA,
YAHUAH.
YAHUAH,
YAHUAH. Amasaranya. Akwatazayanya. Akayanya.
YAHUAH.
Yahawah Hashem Yahushua. Wadaman.
Our power structure. Blessed English. Bless you, Yahawah.
Bless you, Yahawah.
And Yahushua.
And Yahushua.
And Michael.
And Michael.
And the angel.
And the angel.
Commander General YAHANNA.
Commander
The
Yahushua.
general.
The general.
The captains.
The captains.
The officers.
Officers.
The troopers.
Troopers.
And the
And the
sisters.
sisters.
Yahawah.
Yahawah.
In the name of Yahushua.
Yahushua.
Thank you so big.
Thank you so big.
Psalms 121 in Hebrew, Asha'ah,
Aishah.
Ayanya,
Ayanya.
Ahoria,
Mayan.
Ma'ah,
Yama'ah. Izoria. Izoria. Ma'ayin. Yahawah. Aishah. Shamayim. Haratazah. Ayathan. Amawat. Regalka. Ayanawan. Shamarka.
Hana La'ah,
Hanala'a. Yanawan. Wala'ah.
Yashun,
Yashun.
Shawamor,
Shavamor.
Shirala,
Yashua.
Yahawah, Shemorka,
Shamarka.
Yahawah,
Yahawah.
Zalka,
Zalka.
Alyah,
Alyah.
Yanunka,
Yanunka.
Ramamon, Hashemash,
Hashemash.
La'ah,
La'ah.
Yakaka,
Yakaka.
Yarak,
Yarak.
Layala,
Layala.
Yahawah,
Yahawah.
Shemorka,
Shemorka.
Arai,
Arai.
Shemor,
Yashmor.
Pashka,
Aktabashka.
Yahawah,
Yahawah.
Shemor,
Shemor.
Za'aka,
Tazahaka.
Wa'aka,
Wa'aka.
Yata,
Waita.
Awulam.
Wa'ida. 121st Psalms, English. I will lift up my eyes unto the
I
hills.
will lift up my eyes unto the
For
hills.
whence cometh my
For
help?
whence cometh my help?
My help cometh from
My
Yahawah,
help cometh from Yahweh,
which made heaven and earth.
which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be
He
moved.
will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee
He that keepeth thee
will not
will
slumber.
not slumber.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth
He
Israel
that keepeth Israel
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
How is thy keeper?
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
How is thy shade upon thy right hand?
The sun shall not smite thee by
The
day,
sun shall not smite thee by day,
nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
Yahweh shall preserve thee
Yahweh shall preserve thee
from
from
all evil.
all evil.
He shall preserve thy
He
soul.
shall preserve thy soul.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
and thy coming
and
in
thy coming in.
from this time
From
forth
this time forth
and even forevermore.
and even forevermore.
Psalm 83 in Hebrew, Alahayim,
Alahayim.
Adamayalaka,
Adamayalaka.
Adakarash,
Atakarosh.
Al-Shakwat,
Wa'atashakwat.
Al, Kayahana,
Kayana.
Awayabika,
Awayabika.
Yahama
Yahawan.
Ra'ash,
Ra'ash.
Al-Aimaka,
Al-Aimaka.
Ariyamwa,
Yarayamwa.
Sawada,
Sauda.
Yaktad,
Yaktad.
Aitazawa,
Aitazawa.
Atazapawanyaka,
Atazapawanyaka.
Amora,
Amora.
Akawa,
Akawa.
Kakina,
Rakakina.
Goya,
Agoya.
Wala'ah,
Wala'ah.
Zakar,
Zakar.
Shem Yasharala,
Shem Yasharala.
Awada,
Kaya.
Kaya, Aitazawa,
Aitazawa.
Labah,
Baba.
Kadwa,
Kadwa.
Ayaka,
Ayaka.
Goya,
Goya.
Karathwa,
Yakarafwa.
Ahoya,
Ahoya.
Adawam,
Adawam.
Wayashema,
Wayashema.
Ayayam,
Ayayam.
Mawa'aba,
Mawa'aba.
Wagari,
Wagari.
Gabal,
Gabal.
Amawan,
Wa'amawan.
Amalak,
Wa'amalak.
Kashab,
Palashah.
Ameshabir,
Amishaka.
Tazawar,
Tazawar.
Gamashawar,
Gamashawar.
Alawah,
Alawah.
Hamam,
Hamam.
Hayawah,
Hayawah.
Zarawai,
Zarawai.
Salawat.
Salah.
Shahalahum.
I.S.U.P.K.
Kamadia.
Kamadia.
Kasaya.
Kasaya.
Sara'ah.
Sara'ah.
Kayabya.
Koyabia.
Manakab.
Malakah.
Hayashwan.
Koyashua.
Ashabatwa.
Ashamadwa.
Ayan the Ira.
Bayan the Ira.
Ayawah.
Ayawa.
Aman.
Daman.
Dakman.
Datman.
Shayatumbo.
Shayatanwa.
Natayamawa.
Nadayamawa.
Kaira.
Kaira.
Kazaba.
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 Kazazamanai.
Kazazamnai.
Kawanasiakumbo.
Kaunasiakamwa.
Ashur.
Ashur.
Morwa.
Amorwa.
Rashad.
Narashad.
Nawa.
Nawa.
Hawa.
Nawa.
Ahayam.
Alahayam.
Ahayat.
Alahayat.
Shayatumbo.
Shayatanwa.
Gagala.
Gagala.
Kwash.
Kwash.
Hayokab.
Koyaka.
Kaash.
Kaash.
Ira.
Ira.
Kalabah.
Kalabah.
Lahat.
Salahat.
Awayam.
Awayam.
Kun.
Kun.
Radakma.
Radakma.
Sa'irika.
Sa'irika.
Wasab.
Wabasa.
Pafka.
Papaka.
Avalon.
Awalam.
Mala'ah.
Mala'ah.
Kandahum.
Kandahum.
Kawawan.
Kalawan.
Wakashwa.
Wabashwa.
Shimka.
Shimka.
Yahawa.
Yahawa.
Bashwa.
Bashwa.
Yahalawa.
Yahawa.
I.I.
I.I.
Kaparwa.
Kaparwa.
Yabakwa.
Iwa.
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 Ayakda. Shimka.
Shimka.
Yahawa.
Yahawa.
Baka.
Abaka.
Ayawan.
Ayawan.
Akaha.
English translation, Psalms 83. Keep not thou silent, O Yahawah.
Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still, O Yahawah.
Be not still, O Yahweh.
For lo, thy enemies make a tumult,
For those thy enemies make a tumult,
and they that hate thee
and they that hate thee
have lifted up the head.
have lifted up their head.
They have taken crafty
They
counsel
have taken crafty counsel
against thy people,
against thy people,
and consulted against thy hidden ones.
consulted against thy hidden one.
They have
They
said,
have said,
Come, and let us cut them off
let's cut them off
from being a nation,
be the nation.
that the name of
The
Israel
name of Israel
may be no more remembered.
may be no more remembered.
For they have consulted together
They have consulted together.
with one consent.
What you said.
They are confederate against
They
thee.
are confederate against thee.
The tabernacles of Edom
Tabernacles of
and
Edom
the Ishmaelites
and the Ishmaelites.
of Moab
Moab
and the Hagarene,
and the Hagarene.
Gabor and Ammon
And Ammon.
and Amalek,
Amalek.
the Philistines,
Philistines.
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
The inhabitants of Tyre.
Ashur is also joined with them.
Ashur is also joined with them.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
Open the children of Lot.
Salah,
Salah.
do unto them
Do unto them
as unto the Midianites,
the Midianites.
as to Sisera,
Sarah.
as to Jabin,
To Japan.
at the brook of Kison,
Brook of Kison.
which perished at Endor.
Perished in Endor.
They became as dung for the
They
earth.
became as dung for the earth.
Make their nobles like
Make
Oreb,
their numbers like a
and
red.
like Zion,
Like the air.
they, all their princes,
All the princes.
as Zabah,
As the bar.
and as Zalmunna,
As Zalmunna.
who said, let us take to ourselves
Say to
the
ourselves,
houses of Yahawah,
Yahweh.
their possession.
Possession.
Oh my
Oh, my
power,
power.
make them like a wheel,
Make them like a wheel.
as the stubble before the
Like
wind,
the stubble before the
as the
wind.
fire burneth the wood,
The fire burneth the
and as
wood.
the flame setteth the mountains on fire.
The flame set the mountains on
So
fire.
persecute them
So persecute
with
them
thy
with
tempest,
thy tempest.
and make them afraid
Make them afraid
with thy storm.
with thy storm.
Fill their faces with
For
shade,
their faces with shame.
that they may seek thy name.
They seek thy name.
O Yahawah,
Yahweh.
let them be
To
confounded
be confounded.
and troubled forever.
So forever.
Yea, let them be put to shame
Let them be put to shame.
and perish,
And perish.
that men may know
When we know
that thou,
Thou,
whose name alone
name alone,
is Yahawah,
Yahweh.
art the most high
Most High,
of all the earth.
of all the earth.
Sar, which means to turn. All right, Yushabian, be seated. So now we're going to go into the Hebrew. I'm going to read the words of the Most High God in the Hebrew. All right, Mike, and as we discussed last week, you read that what's read in Hebrew and spoken in another tongue have not the same force. So if we want God to hear us, we say the prayers in the Hebrew. And then for those of us that don't understand the Hebrew, that's why we do the English translate after. You following along, John? So that's why we do both, okay? So you're going to notice everything we do. Go ahead, you got a question? Yeah, you could go to the bathroom. Man.
Yes.
Yeah, back there.
But someone's using it right now.
Yeah. Listen, this is the I.S.U.P.K is home for all blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians. You're not captivity in here. You understand? In here, you're gonna find the spirit of brotherhood. You're not under oppression. It's not like the Black Christian Church, with the pastors and whatever we know. You understand? This is your home. feel comfortable. We're brothers. You understand? It's just that God called us first. You understand? And then now we're giving you the knowledge, and then once you get it, you pass it on to the rest of our brothers and sisters. Because what we actually do, this is not a gang, this is not a church group. We're building a nation. You understand? So since 1969, the Lord has had the UPK on the street corners teaching blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians that the reason why we're in the condition we're in is because we sinned against them. That is the only reason why we're in slavery. You understand? So now a lot of our people, you know, black people are hardcore. You say, man, you guys just talk. How is talk going to defeat our oppressor, the so-called white man? It's not just talk. God said his words don't go out void. You understand? But first, we got to keep our end of the bargain. And what is that? Find out our identity. Now we know our identity, then we find out who our God is. And then once we find out who our God is, we find out how we serve our God. You understand? What our God requires from us. And that's the purpose of the I.S.U.P.K. We teach our people the word, the laws of God, to be moral people, stop eating crab, shrimp, and lobster, get out of the Christian church and these political ideologies, because why? That's not going to save blacks and Latinos. You understand? Once we know who we are, then the Lord is going to roll on the oppressor. Right. So we're the one that's actually holding back our revolution. The revolution is real simple. You understand? It seems to the outside world like it's just words and we're talking, but we're building a nation in front of everybody. You understand, Mike? You coming in here, you're just one more soldier in the army of God. And the army of God is not what the Christian church is. You understand? In slavery, that's what the oppressor gave to us to control us, was Christianity. Now we're finding out that Christianity is white supremacy. And now black people are starting to find out that America is actually, the religion of America is white supremacy. You understand? And who are they attacking? If you notice, Mike, right on our viewing audience, Israel, they say they want to get rid of illegals, right? But aren't the Russians in the mafia in Coney Island and Brooklyn, right? They got Russians that commit crime. Chinatown, you got the triads. How come you don't see mass deportation of so-called Chinese or Asian people? Do the Asian gangs get targeted for deportation? Because every day in California, there's containers being filled of Asian people coming to America illegally and in the border of Mexico. They don't get deported, right? Do you see any Chinese getting deported? You see any Russians getting deported? No, we don't see no Russians. We don't see no Afghanistanians. We don't see no other nation, but only the children of Israel, right? Blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians. Those blacks, the blacks of the Caribbean, right? Jamaicans, Haitians, right? Mexicans, Cubans, Guatemalans, Venezuelans. Bakar, real quick before we go into the reading, get me Zephaniah 2:1. So we're going to understand that now that we have the social media platform, now the word of God is being broadcasted to the nation of Israel at large. And now we're finding out when we read the Bible that the Bible is not what we was taught in the Christian church. The Christian church teaches the Bible like it's a fairy tale, right? And in Egyptology, the ones of our people that don't want to come under the rule of God, they go into all this weirdo stuff, right? Egyptology want to worship Set and Net and all these other weird gods. But we're finding out that, wait a minute, God, and upside down, if you could, real quick, let's find out about the Bible, right? Is the Bible a book of Christianity, that Jesus Christ is some kind of soft-spoken guy, or if God is all love? Let's find out about God and Christ in the Bible real quick. Upside down, we get Exodus 15:3. So let's find out about the nature of God. If anybody was wondering, the nature of God is in the Bible. We're going to find out what's one of the natures of God in the Bible.
This is the book of Exodus. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 15 and verse 3. The Lord is a man of war.
Read it again.
The Lord is a man of war.
What did he say, Mike? What you just read? What did he say? God is a what? Man of war. John, what did he say? God is a what? Man of war. God is a man of war. So now he's not a physical man like you and I, but in his spiritual form, he's about warfare. Read, continue.
The Lord is a man of war. The Lord is his name.
Now, I bet the Christian church never read that scripture. I was raised in a Christian church. I never heard that scripture read. You understand? But here in the UPK, we're going to teach you the true nature of God. God is about war. Warfare. You understand? And in the Bible, that's why you read about enemies. But when the Bible, when it says love your enemies, we're talking about the heathen nation. We're talking about what? The enemies you have about your our people, right? What do we call enemies today in modern language that the YN say, as they say, the young Negroes? Ops, right? Well, love your ops, meaning if a brother offend you, don't go all the way ready to unalive him. Try to work it out. And understand that, hey, brother, you know what? You wearing red, I'm wearing blue, or whatever color it is. At the end of the day, we have one nation of people that's still oppressing us. You understand? So we might be in opposition to each other, but we got a bigger enemy to fight. The one that got us here hating each other. Because he taught us that hatred. You understand? They taught us this self-hatred amongst each other. So that's why we got these issues. But that's why it's so important for this I.S.U.P.K. You understand? Now we're teaching what? What is our message? Brotherhood.
Right.
You understand? No cowards. So now we're black men that we're no cowards in here. We're not scared of the white man or no heathen nation. You understand? Because we found our identity. We're Israelites. You know what be an Israelite? That you were a son of God. YAHSHUA, the princes of God, the princes of the power. So now that you know you're prince of the power and God is a man of war, as the sons of God, we got to be about warfare. And what is that war we into? To get in our nation out of slavery. You understand? That's what this is about.
That's right.
Right.
It's not about dressing up and that's our culture. But ultimately, it's to raise up a nation.
That's right.
And that's why we're doing what we're doing. This is our culture. Because black people, we've been in this country, we've been trying to find our identity. And why have we been able to be successful? Because everything that we try to get involved in doesn't involve us. Because we always try to do what? Bring other people with us. And if I could get what you now go read Zephaniah 2:1. This is going to explain. So now we see God is a man of war, right? So now we're going to find out who are we in the Bible.
Book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, verse 1. Gather yourself together.
God says, gather together. Why? Because now we're separated. Read on.
Yea, gather together.
Yea, meaning really do this thing. He's emphasizing it. We must come together. Read on.
O nation, not desire.
Church group.
O nation, not desire.
Gang.
O nation, not desire.
Religious belief.
O nation, not desire.
You understand? God is dealing with blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians as a nation. And it says, as a nation of people, we are the ones not desired. That's how you know the Bible is talking about us.
Right.
We are not desired. You ever see what they say about us on TV? I was watching, was it The View? This white lady came on The View and she said that, oh, she has a black boyfriend and she said that black people don't bathe.
What?
She was able to say that on TV. Would you be able to say that about Jewish people on TV? No, you can't say that. They'll shut the program down. You'll be banned for life. You understand what I'm saying? Just think about what the Bible is saying. We're that nation not desired, meaning black people on the bottom of society. The very job you have, you don't even know that the Edomites on your job, Edomites are white people, they get paid a different salary than you on the job, right? So you go and in the brochure, they tell you, sign up, we pay $15 an hour. You don't know that the white guy that's joined up with the same job, they start him at $25 an hour. How you know? Because they tell you, when we hire you, don't discuss your your salary with any other employee. Why? They don't want the white people to tell the black people, hey, we're making more than you. They started being 25. You understand? And they don't want you to tell the white people, hey, they started being 15, so they see this injustice. Because they're always going to put their people ahead. But the point of the conversation is, we are that nation not desired.
Right.
So why are we always looking for love and friendship from these other people? The Bible says, be at peace with all men. So understand what I'm saying. We are a nation. Our love should be given to our people first. You understand what I'm saying? And then once we love each other, we become what? That nation. And we desire ourselves. In the 40s, when they had the Great Depression, that's the proof of when we black people loved each other, we succeed. Black Wall Street was started because of what? Love. You understand? We understood when we walked down the street and you seen a black man lynched on a tree, that the people that was there at the lynching, remember, they used to go to lynching as a picnic. They were smiling and doing all that.
Right.
So black people clearly knew, man, these people don't like us. They're not rocking with us. So what we'll do, we created our own internal economy, right? Black Wall Street. And we were successful. We had black buses, black taxi cabs, right?
Right.
Black hotels. Idlewild was a black resort. You understand? So we had all these things. And guess what? They said, man, the Great Depression, while the European was jumping off roof on 40-story buildings because they lost all their money in the stock market, they looked at the black community and we was thriving. Because why? They shunned us. So we had to create our own. So if they wanted to destroy us, what did they use? Martin Luther King and integration. Right? The example of how integration backfired on black people, when they still called integrated baseball, they took all the best black baseball players out of the Negro League and brought them to the Yankees, right? What happened? The Negro Leagues died because all the best players is in the Major League Baseball. When they said integrate, we started taking the white cabs, and then Tyrone from the block, his cab company had to go bankrupt because we started going to the white. You understand what I'm saying? Our buddy down the street that had his diner, we seen our people getting eaten up by dogs, so we were saying, damn, we willing to eat by dog. The food in there must be amazing. Let's go to the white diner. Now the black diner died. You understand what I'm saying? Integration killed the black economy. So in 2025, we tried all this. What do we need to do? We need to realize the I.S.U.P.K, everything that he said since 1969 came to fruition, and it makes sense. We just read it, Zephaniah. We are a nation of people. So how do we get our prominence? How do we get out of slavery? Is it starting the Black Panther movement? Is it becoming Democrats? No. It's taking our identity back. I'm an Israelite. I'm the tribe of Judah. I'm Benjamin. I'm Levi. I'm Simeon. I'm Ephraim. I'm Manasseh. I'm Gad. I'm Reuben. I'm Issachar. I'm Zebulon. You understand what I'm saying? Now, when I see another black man on the street, I'm not looking at him as the op. I'm looking at him as the son of God. Wow. Now, he might not like me because he don't have the knowledge. But how am I going to win that brother over? I'm going to give you an experiment, right? Before we learn about brotherhood and love, right? And we was in the world, so to speak, right? We're just a nigga on the street. You walking down the street, you see a brother walking towards you. You move over. What do? He leans into you. You bump your shoulder, right? Your old mind was to what? The nigga, watch where you going. But as a spiritual man, you understand, I have the knowledge. My responsibility is I'm going to turn it around. Now, when we bump shoulder, if I say my bad, guess what that did to that brother? Oh, shit. He just disarmed me. I was ready to go all out. But now that he showed me that little bit of grace and love, guess what that happened to that brother you just showed grace to? Guess what he's going to do? He's going to do the same thing to somebody else. And just that little gesture of kindness, guess what? Black people start respecting each other. You understand? And then the brainwashing of our oppressor, it stops. Right. But it goes back. It starts with the Bible. Our identity is Israelites. And then once you learn who you are, then you will value another black man because you're saying, I'm a prince of God. I look at you now, Mike, and say, you're a prince of God. I look at John and say, you're a prince of God. You know what I'm saying? How it spreads? And we start valuing each other. So all the lies that the oppressor told us, it destroys that. And that's what the UPK is. That's why we call it being in the truth. The truth is keeping the law, statute, commandments of God, and the truth of who we are as a nation of people, Officer Abad, right, as Israelites. Now give me Deuteronomy 7:6 real quick before we go into reading. So now we read God is a man of war. We read that blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians, and that's why I'm saying that particularly. Black people, Latino people, Native Indians are one nation. Those are names they put on us. They call us black. They call us Latinos. They call us Native Indians. The Bible will call the children of God, Israel. You understand? So now we find out God is a man of war. We find out that we're actually a nation. Now let's find out how does God feel about our nation. And once you find out this information, this is how you got to start carrying yourself. Read, you got it? Deuteronomy 7:6.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
For thou art an holy people. Like I said, black community, we're very religious. So in Christianity, we hear that word holy and we think holy is speaking in tongues and beating a tambourine and all that. No. The word holy in the Bible means separate. So thou art a separate people. Blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians, we are separate. And if you were to look at black people and take a step back and look at us in comparison to other nations, you see we're different. What do they call the spirit of God that dwell in black people? Do you know? John, give it a shot. What do they call the thing that black people have that everybody else don't have? What is the word they call it? It begins with an S. Swagger. Right? You know they call it swag? Nobody has the swag the black man got. They call it swag, but it's actually the spirit of God. And I always ask people, if we are Africans, right? Where is the African Michael Jordan? When I say African Michael Jordan, the African man born on the continent of Africa in modern times, right? That could duplicate the feat of LeBron James. Let's update it. Let's use LeBron. Where is the African LeBron? You want to tell me that bozo in Milwaukee, Giannis? Giannis a cornball. They try to hype him up. He don't got what LeBron got. He don't have what Steph has. He don't have what KD has. You understand what I'm saying? They try to make Giannis a superstar, but he's a bozo. Because why? The spirit that's in us is the spirit of God. Read it again, overside Bible from the top.
For thou art an holy people.
We are a holy people. Separate nation. That's what holy means. Separate. Read on.
Unto the Lord thy God.
Unto God. Blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians are separate people to God. He separated us from everybody else. Read on.
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee.
He did what?
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee.
We are the chosen people of God. It's hard to believe because we're in the bottom of society. But the things that come out of our brain, the things we do, you understand what I'm saying? Look in slavery, what we could accomplish. From the 1950s to now, isn't that what, 60 years? Look what we have accomplished. Read on.
To be a special people.
To be a what?
Special people.
Blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians, we're special people. The things we do, people marvel at. Why do you think they pay black athletes $100 million to bounce a basketball, to catch a football, to hit a baseball, to kick a soccer ball? Right? Dr. Ben Carson, one of the I know we always go to athletics because it's the most prominent thing, right? But let's go in the field of academia. Dr. Ben Carson is the what? #1 world pediatric brain surgeon, neurosurgeon. Neuro meaning dealing with the brain, right? Henrietta Lacks, they said her blood cells were stolen from her and is being used in cancer research till this day. Anybody got a PlayStation 5? Guess who invented the video game console? It was a black man. GPS. You understand? The reason you have a refrigerator in your house, a Ring camera. Should I go on? Read that again.
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Read that again.
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
John, what did it just say? Above. Mike, you heard that? Above. Not equal to. Now a man created equal. We are better than everybody else. The nation of Israel, we are a special people to God. And he put us above everybody else. That's why they can't do what we do. So now the question should be ringing in your brain. Say, oh, you saying all this sounds good, but why are we on the bottom? Because we wanted to be like everybody else. We wanted to get tattoos. We wanted to shave our head bald. We wanted to start worshiping Buddha and Muhammad. Why we need Muhammad when we have the God of the Bible?
Right.
Why we got to get white women and nobody compared to the black woman?
Right.
The white woman is in the gym on the Stairmaster trying to get a butt. What the black woman naturally is born with. And if you want something exotic, we got 12 women to pick from. You got a Brazilian woman. You got a Puerto Rican woman, an Ephraimite. You understand? Got SICARII. Got a Levite, a Benjamite. 12 tribes to choose from. Why would you want to look at these other nations and they can't compare to the black woman? All the other women of the other nations try to look like the black woman. You understand? We are the fathers of civilization. So we're taking our special ability, quite crunching it down to fit in with everybody else. Well, guess what? I don't want to fit in.
Right.
I don't fit in. I stand out. That's why I'm in the UPK. And that's why y'all in the UPK. Because something in your spirit spoke to you that convict your spirit that you said, you know what? I like what them brothers are saying. I'm tired of seeing the black community struggle. And what could I do to change it? And what they're saying I don't got to pick up a gun. All I got to do is just be a moral person. I just got to stop eating crab, shrimp, and lobster. Put away these fake religions. I just got to start loving my brothers and sisters.
Right.
Become moral. That's it. It's very simple. God made it very simple. Our laws separate us from everybody else. What's one thing they do in Africa that we don't do? In Africa, they drink blood. Do you know in the Bible there's a law against drinking animals' blood?
Right.
There's a law about worshiping gods made out of wood and stone. Do you know the other nation worship wood and stone? What's the wood? The Christian cross. What's the stone? The cobblestone in Mecca. So I just wanted to go there and just let you know what's so important about coming to these Sabbath service. You're learning your identity. Your identity is very important, because if it wasn't important, why did the slave master beat it out of you and take it from you? Why everybody else have their culture except for us? You ever notice why they don't respect black people and why they call us black? Black is not a skin color. Black is a condition. When you go to a funeral and you're mourning, what do you wear? Black. When you read the definition of black, it talks about a state of mourning. You understand? And we are black people because we've been defeated. But even though we're defeated, we have a God that loves us and we could change our position. Right. We could have a revolution, and the revolution is not televised. The revolution begins with us becoming moral people, putting back our identity. Why do you think they're so scared? Why do you think everybody call us a hate group, but you never see Israel on TV? You ever heard anything about Israelites in mainstream media? Why is it so taboo? You know why? Because they know that's the number one thing that could destroy this kingdom. If black people ever find out who they are, think about the scripture we just read. Imagine if black people find out that we're chosen people of God. Would they take the white man's drugs? Nah, they wouldn't even look at his woman. You understand what I'm saying? And then what? We will start what? Actually buying black and taking our intellectual property to create products for ourselves. Right now, we take everything we come up with in our mind and we give it to our oppressor. And they benefit from it. Who made Clubhouse pop? Bakar, who made Clubhouse pop? Right, we started being on there. But brothers like what? Right? Every social media platform, who made Instagram pop? TikTok, black people on there. You understand? It came out, and then it was proven that the white TikTokers will watch the black TikTokers, steal their swag, steal their ideas, and then they be pushed by Instagram. Did y'all hear that? We invented that. That's the spirit of God. That's showing us that we're special people. But here it is, 2025. The I.S.U.P.K got to be on social media telling black people they're special, something that they should already know. That we should start loving each other. That we should take our brain power and benefit our nation and benefit everybody else. Here it is. We invented rap music, but Eminem is the greatest rapper. I mean, think about that, right? And look at how they slick. We had the Black Panthers, right? Now, when you put in Black Panthers in the computer, guess what pops up? A Disney character. See how they do us? They do us dirty, man. Technology. But let's go into the reading. I just wanted, because we had new students in class, and for our brothers and sisters that's not familiar with the UPK, Just wanted to just provoke your thoughts to just see this is the truth. The I.S.U.P.K is the home of the truth. And every fake Israelite is exactly what we say. They're fake Israelites. Oh, slack you. I didn't go live. They missed all that, Makar. The fake Israelites are just exactly that. We just found out one of these groups that the leader of one of these groups is getting pegged. If you don't know what a peg is, when a woman put on a strap on and take it to a man. That's the guys that call themselves SICARII. Then you got the purple t-shirt guys. You already know about purple. Isn't purple one of the colors of the rainbow flag? So you ain't gonna find no rainbows in I.S.U.P.K. We're about manhood, masculinity. We love our women. We love our sisters. We love our people. And that's what we do, No cowards in the UPK. If you're a coward, then this is not the place for you. Go out there and, do whatever.
That's right.
But we're about manhood, masculinity, raising up the nation of Israel. And that's who come in here. And that's who Christ is looking for.
That's right.
For the flock of my pastures are men. Men, that's who you're going to find in the UPK. You're not going to find no punks in here. Because God is a man of war. So any man that loves warfare, is the message of Christ is going to come to you. Christ said what? My sheep hear my voice. Another they would not follow. So if you're not hearing the voice of Christ, you need to look in the mirror and check yourself. So are we at in the Hebrew Office Bible?
We are at Exodus 15 and 9.
Okay, so let's go from left to right. If you don't mind, I'll do the first 7 Office Bible.
Come.
Get my blue letter Bible.
Do you want to do like 7 Hebrew and 7 English this week?
No, because we're behind. It's already 11, so I'm trying to get done by 11:30. Good, a quarter off.
We just not going to be able to hit the English at all. We do all Hebrew.
No, we'll see how we're doing. We'll see.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So, like I said, I'll do. You said 15 and
15 and 9.
All right. This is Exodus, the book of Exodus, the 15th chapter and the 9th verse, and we're going to do it in the Lashon Kodash, which is the holy tongue, or the Ibar, the Hebrew, right?
Mm-hmm.
Amar, our Yab, our Dap, Asha Yag, Akalak, Shalala, Thamala, Amawa, Napashia, Arayak, Karabaya, Thawarayash, Moa, Yadakya, verse 10, Nasha Path, Bara Wakak, Kasa Moa, Yum, Tazala, Lawa, Ka'ai, Waparath, Bamayum, Ada Yaryum, verse 11, Maya, Kama Ka, Baalam, Yahawah, Maya, Kama Ka, Naadar, Bakwarash, Bakwadash, Narayah, Thalath, Aisha, Pala. Verse 12. Nata Yath, Yama Yanak, Thabalai Mawa, Aratazar. Verse 13. Naka Yath, Baka Sadak, Aim, Zawa, Ga'alath, Ga'alath, Nahalath, Ba'ai Zak, Al, Nawa, Kwadashak. Verse 14. Shama Tizawa, Aimayam, Yara Gazawan, Kayal, Akaz, Yasha Baya, Palashaf, That's the first 7.
Oh, one more. And the 15.
Okay, and the 15. Okay, it's like here. Exodus 15:15. Azah Naba Ha Lawa Ala Wapaya Ada Wam Aya Laya Mawa Ab Yaaka Zamawa Wa'id Nama Gawa Kol Yashabia Canaaihwa.
That was it. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 15 and verse 16 in the Hebrew. Ibaria. The Paul. Al-Yaham. Al-Yamatha. Y-Pakad. Ba-Gadol. Za-Ra-Y-Ka. Yadamwa. Ka-I-Bun. I. Ya-I-Bar. I'm-Ka. Yahawah. Ya-I-Bar. I'm. Zawa. Kwa-na-Yah. Verse 17. Thaba Amwa. Watha ta Amwa. Bahar. Nacha Lathka. Makawan. La Shabbathka. Pa Ilath. Yahawah. Ma Kwadash Adunya. Kawan Nawa. Yad-Yika. Verse 18. Yahawah. Yamalka. La Ilam. Wa'ai. Verse 19. Kaya Ba'a Sawasa. Pa-Ra'aiha. Bara Kabwa. Waba Parash Yawa. Bo-Yum. Wa-Yashab Yahawah. Al-Hum. Af. Maya. Ha-Yum. Wa-Bunya. Yasharala. Halakwa. Ba-Ya-Basha. Bathwaka. Ha-Yum. Verse 20. Wa-Tha-Kwak. Ma-Rayum. Ha-Na-Ba-Ya-Aha. Akwath. Aha-Run. Ha-Thap. Ba-Yada. Wa-Tha-Taza-Ain. Kal. Ha-Nash-Yum. Akarya. Bathap-Yum. Wa-Ba-Maklath. Verse 21. Wa-Tha-Ain. Lahum. Ma-Rayum. Shayarwa. La Yahawah. Kaya. Ga-Iha. Sawasa. Wa-Ra. Kabwa. Rama. Bayam. You stopped at 15.
Come on, sir.
16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, I got one more. Verse 22. Yasai Masha Af Yasharala Mayam Sawap Yataza I.W.A Io Ma Dabar Shawar YAHUWAH Shalashaf Yamayam Ba Ma Dabar Wala'a Mataza Iwa Mayam. That was the end of the 7 part, y'all.
So even 23 to 29 or 23 to 30?
20, 23, or 23 to
Exodus 15,
16 and
23.
Book of Exodus, chapter 15, verse 20. I'm sorry, 23.
Yes.
Verse 23. YAHWAH Maratha. Is it Maratha, sir?
Maratha.
Maratha. Wala'a. Yakalawa. Lashathaf. Mayom. Mamura. Kaya. Marayam. Ham. Al-Khan. Al-Khan.
Come.
Korah, Shema, Marah, that's Marah. Wayalanawa, Ha'ain, Al, Masha, La'amor, Maha, Nashatha, verse 25. Wayataza, Aqua, how do you say it? Wayataza, Aqua, Al, Yahawah, YAHUWAH, Yahawah, Itaza, Yashalak, Al Hamayam, Yamathak, Hamayam, Sham, Lawa, Kak, Yashapat, Sham, Nashahawa. Verse 26. Wayamor Shemawai, Dashamai, Lakwa, Wal, Yahawah, Allahayak, Waha, Yashor, Ba'ai, Yanawah, the Aisha, Wahazanaf, Lamatazawa, Fayawa, Wayashamor, Shamorath, Kal, Kakwayaw, Kal, Hamakala, Ashur, Shamathayah, Bamatazarium, is that? Bamatazarium. La'a, Ashayam, Yak, Kaya, Anaya, Yahawah, Yoparak, Rapa'aka. Verse 27. So going to 28, 29.
You're going to 16 and 1. I mean 16 and 2.
62. Verse 27, 15 to 27. YAHWAH Alama, Yalama, Washam, Shayatam, Shatayam, Ishara, Ayanath, Mayam, Washab Bayam Samarayam Wakana Wayakan Wayaka Nawasham Al Hamayam. Excuse me. The book of Exodus, verse 16, verse 1. Wayasha Iwa Ma Ayalam Wayab Awa Kal Ada Baya Yasharala Madabar Sayan Ashar Bayan Ayalam Wabayan Sayanaya Sayanaya or Sayanya Kamash Ashar Wayam Lakadash Hashanya Lataza Itham Marataza Matarataza Matazar Yoram Wayam Matazarim Salagi. Verse 2. Waya Layanawa Kau Aida Banya Yasharala Al Asha Wa Al Haran Bama Debar.
Do you want to do Hebrews 4? Up to the people could do another 7, each of us, or I think each of us could do another 7. Okay. I think we could do the 49. Okay. Because we did it at 11 and it's 11:15. Okay. So we do 15 to 11:30. But it could be the Hebrew. English is going to go fast in 15 minutes, and then the quarter off we could. Okay. Slakia, Exodus 16 and 3 in the last one, Kodash. Waya Amarwa Alaham Banya Yashuala Maya Yathan Mawathanawa Bayak YAHAWAH Ba'aratazar Matazarium Basha Bath Nawa Il Sayar Habashar Ba'akal Noah Lacham Lashabai Kaya Hawa Taza'ath Thum Athanawa All Hama Debar Hazah Laha Mayath Ath Kol Hakwa Hal Hazah Barabai Baraib. Verse 4. Waya Amar YAHAWAH All Masha Thanaya Mama Tayar Lacham Man Hasha Mayam Waya Taza'a Ha'im Wala Quad Tawa Dabar Yawam Baya Wamwa Lama Ain Anasa Nawa Hayalak Batha War Thaya La'a. Verse 5. Wahaya Baya Wum Hasha Shaya Waha Kayanwa Ath Ashar Yaba Ya'awa Wahaya Mashana, Il, Ashar, Yalak, Tawa, Yawum, verse 6, Waya Amar, Masha, Wa'atha, Harun, Ol, Kol, Banya, Yashuala, Irab, Waya Daithum, Kaya, Yahawah, Hawa Taza Ya'a, Athakam, Ma'arataza, Matazarium, verse 7, Waba Kor, Wara Yathum, Ath, Kabawad, Yahawah, Basha Maiwa, Ath, Hala Nathyakum, Il, Yahawah, Wanakanawa, Maha, Kaya, Ala, Wanwa, Il, Yanwa, Waya Amor, Masha, Matha, Yahawah, Lacham, Ba'ai Rab, Bashar, La'akal, Walacham, Baba Kwar, Lashabai, Bashamai, Yahawah, Ath, Thala, Nath Yakum, Ashar, Athum, Mala Nama, Il Yuwa, Wanakhan Wa, Ma'a, La'a, Il Yanwa, Thala Nath Yakum, Kaya, Il, Yahawah. Verse 9, Wa Amar, Wa Ya Amar, Masha, Ol, Atha Run, Amar, Al, Kal, Aidath, Banya, Yashuala, Kwara, Bawa, Lapanya, Yahawah, Kaya, Shamai, Ath, Thala, Nath Yakum.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 16 and verse 10. YAHAYAH, Dabar, Harun, Kal, Idath, Banya, Yashuala, Yahnawa, Al, Hamadabar, YAHANNA, BA.W, Yahawah, Naraiha, BAYAN, verse 11. Dabar, Yahawah, Al, Masha, La Amar, verse 12. Shemai, Thea, Ath, Thala, Nath, Banya, Yashuala, Dabar, Alham, La Amar, Bayan, Ha'ai Rabyam, Tha'ai Bashar, Wa Kwar, Thashabaiwa, Lakham, Thum, Kaya, Yahawah, Allahayakum. Verse 13. Yahaya, Ba'irab, Watha'il, Hashawa, Wathakaz, Af, Hamachana, Wababakwar, Hayatha, Shakabath, Hatal Sabayab Lama Khana. Verse 14. Watha'il Shakabath Hatal Hana Al Panya Hamadabar Dak Maha Sapaz Dak Kakapar Io Ha Arakza. Verse 15. Waya Ra'awa Banya Yasharala Waya Amara Ayash Al Ak Yawa Man Hawa Kaya La Yadaiwa Ma Hawa Waya Amar Masha Alham Hawa Halacham Ashar Nathan Yahawah Lakam La Kala. Verse 16. Za Ha Dabar Ashar Tazawa Yahawah La Kwat Wa Mama Nawa Ayash La Ya Akawa Imar La Ga La La Ma Sapar Na Pashaf Yakam Ayash La Ashar Ba Hawa Fa Kwakwa. You got it, Karyama.
Khan.
17, 16,
17 to 20, 25,
23.
23. Okay.
The book of Hebrew. No, I said Hebrew. The book of Exodus, chapter 16, verse 17. YAHUSHUA Khan. Banya Yasharala. Wayalakwa Tawa Hamor. Is that Hamor Rabah?
Mm-hmm.
Hamor Rabah Waham Ma'ai Yat. Verse 18. Madawa Ba'ai Mor Hala'ah Ha Dayak Hamoraba Waham Ma'ai Yata La'ah Kash Yor Ayash La Ya Akal Lawa Laka Tawa. Verse 19. Wayamor Masha Alahayam Alaham Alham Ayash Al Yawastar Mama Nawa I Bakor. Verse 20. Wal Ashama Iwa Al Asha Waya Wastar Wa Anashamwa Anashayam Mama Nawa I Bakor Wrong. You're wrong. Why you're wrong? Thawal Ayam Wayab Ash Wayab Tazak Khan Al Hum Mashah. Verse 21. Wayal Kota no Wayal Kotawa Astawa Babakora Ayash how would you say that? Kapau Kapow?
We at 21, right?
21. Is it Kapow? What or Kapow? The K is right here.
Oh, Kapia.
Kapya.
So,
Akalawa. Wakam. Hashemash. Wanamasa. Wanamas. It's 22. 123, right?
come.
Come. YAHAWAH. BAYAN. Hashashaya. Hashashya. Lakwatawa. Lakwatwa. Lakam. Mashana. Shanya. Ha-Amor. Lakad. Wayab. Awa. Kau. Nashaya. Aya. Hadaya. Hada. Hayada. Wayagayad. Dawa. Lashamash. Lamasha. Verse 23. Wayamor. Alahayam. Alaham. Hawa'ah. Ashur. Gabor. Yahawah. Shabbath 1. Shabbath Kodash. La Yahawah. Makor. Ashur. Apawa. Wa'af. Ashur. Bashalawa. Wa'af. Kau. Adapa. No. Hanayakawa. Lakam. Lamash. Morath. I.H.U.P.K.
All right, so we're going to leave the Hebrew there. We're going to do the English. Exodus 15.
The book of Exodus, chapter 15, verse 9. The enemy said,
Let me get it.
I get it. If you just set that up for the enemy said, I will pursue, I will overtake, I will divide the spoil. My lust shall be satisfied upon them. I will draw my sword, my hand shall destroy them. Verse 10.
Right, hold on real quick, right? It says what? The enemy. Who is the enemy of the nation of Israel? The Egyptians. But today our people would have us believe that the Egyptians, that we're Egyptians. Yes, wow. Right? They don't think, they want us to believe that we're Egyptians because of Egyptology. Because Egypt was such a great empire, and because we don't have our identity, so anything that's great, we try to attach ourselves to. But when we read the Bible, we find out, wait a minute. Just like how we was in Egypt and slaves in Egypt, we're in slavery in America. And America is modern day Egypt. So take your life today and transport it back then and see how the Egyptian Africans treated us. Was the same way. Right. So the dude, when we was leaving, he agreed to let us go, right? Just like the so-called white man. What did went in the Emancipation Proclamation, right? They agreed to let us go. What did they start right after that? What is it called? Jim Crow, right? So we was on a plantation, we was in hard shadow slavery. Then they said, all right, we fought a war, we killed a lot of our own people. You're gonna let y'all Negroes go and have your own thing, right? Then they started what? Jim Crow laws. Right. Same thing we reading. Read it again on Bacard 9. Listen to what he's saying.
The enemy said.
Then the enemy said. Read.
I will pursue.
I'll go after them. Pursue. Read.
I will overtake. I will divide the spoil. My lust shall be satisfied upon them.
His lust for murder gonna be satisfied upon us. Isn't that the so-called white man when the cops shoot us? That's their bloodlust. That's why they shoot us down. For no apparent reason. Read.
My hand shall destroy them. Verse 10. Thou didst blow with thy wind. The sea covered them. Thy stank as lead They sank as lead in the mighty waters. Verse 11. Who is like unto thee, O Lord, among the gods? Who is like thee, glorious in holiness, fearful in praises, doing wonders?
So Moses is recounting what the Lord did to the ancient Egyptians.
Right.
That's what we in here hope for the future. That Jesus Christ with 200 million black angels is going to come and destroy America. To give you a picture, they made a movie called Independence Day. Did you see Independence Day? They read the Bible, and that's where they got the script for the movie from. Straight out of the Bible. But it's not going to be aliens. It's going to be angels, angelic force of God. And what did they show? All the major cities of the earth being destroyed, which is recorded in the Bible. So that's what's going to happen to America in the last days. Read on.
Verse 12. They stretches out thy hand, the earth swallowed them. Verse 13. Thou in thy mercy has led from forth the people which thou hast redeemed. Thou hast guided them in thy strength unto thy holy habitation.
So he said, God redeemed us from the Egyptian, meaning he took us back. When you redeem something, it's like if you go to what they call those store, pawn shop, right?
Right.
You pawn your watch, you get money for it. So when you go back to get your watch, you redeem it. So God redeemed us back from the Egyptian. He took us back. He put us in their hand. Now he took us back. And it's talking about the Red Sea covered them when he tried to go through the Red Sea. So that's what it's talking about. Continue. 14.
Verse 14. The people shall hear and be afraid.
The people shall what?
Hear and be afraid.
Read.
Sorrow shall take hold on the inhabitants of Palestina. Verse 15. Then the dukes of Edom shall be amazed. The mighty men of Moab, trembling, shall take hold upon them. All the inhabitants of Canaan shall melt away. Verse 16. Fear and dread shall fall upon them by the greatness of thine arm. They shall be as still as a stone till the people pass over. O Lord, tell the people pass over, which thou hast purchased. Verse 17. Thou shalt bring them in and plant them in the mountain of thine inheritance, in the place of, O Lord, which thou hast made for thee to dwell in the sanctuary, O Lord, which thy hands have established. Is that talking about Christ, sir? Because if you read it, the first one is O Lord in capital, but the second one is O Lord, which thy hands have established. I talk about Christ.
No, it's still the Most High. Thou shalt plant them in the mountain of thine inheritance. That's Mount Zion, right? In the place, O Lord, which thou hast made for thee to dwell in the sanctuary. So when he put us in the land, we're going to make like we show the tent, the outer court, and then you're going to have the Ark of the Covenant and so on and so forth.
Verse 18, the Lord shall reign forever and ever. For the horse, verse 19, for the horse of Pharaoh went in with the chariots and with the horsemen and his horsemen into the sea. And the Lord brought again the waters of the sea upon them. But the children of Israel went on dry land in the midst of the sea.
See, so it's talking about when Moses parted the Red Sea. We went through on dry land, and when they were pursuing us, like he said in the 9th verse, they were pursuing us, then it covered them. And you can see they said there's chariots still on the bottom of the Red Sea over there in that part of the world. But modern day Egyptologists and blackety blacks will tell us the Bible is a fake book. But there's evidence in archaeology to prove otherwise. Read on. 20.
And Miriam, the prophetess, the sister of Aaron, took a timbrel in her hand, and all the women went out after her with timbrels and with dances. And Miriam answered them, sing ye to the Lord, for he hath triumphed gloriously. The horse and his rider have he thrown into the sea.
So now, based on what we just read, right? If you go into the Black Christian church, is the God of the Bible the God that's in the church? Because they say God love everybody. But if he freed us and he killed the Egyptians or unalived the Egyptians, what kind of God is that? Showing that God has a preference. And he has no problem with some people that he don't like for his people. So that should disqualify the church right there. From henceforth, whatever they say, you should just say that's a lie. Because you read what he did to the Egyptians.
Right.
He unalived them for the Israelites. And he's going to do the same thing to the oppressor. You understand? So when they say we're a hate group, we're not a hate group. We love blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians.
Right.
And me personally, I have too much love for my people to give it to anybody else.
That's right.
That's all it is. You ask me, I just love my people too much. There's no love left to give to anybody else but to blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians. That's where my love is.
Right.
Salakia. You understand? I'm going to treat you with respect and be at peace with you. But my love is for the 12 tribes. That's it. And God just showed you. He unalived all the firstborn of the Egyptians, and then he destroyed their military.
That's right.
He's going to do the same thing in America. So the Black Christian church is teaching lies. God does not love everybody. Read on. 22.
So Moses brought Israel from the Red Sea.
He brought who?
Israel.
Israel. Not everybody. One nation of people does God love. The Israelites. Read on.
Not the mixed multitude, how people try to mix in with everybody.
Right, now. There's one race of people.
From the Red Sea, and they went out into the wilderness of Shur. And they went 3 days in the wilderness and found no water. Verse 23. And when they came to Marah, they could not drink of the waters of Marah, for they were bitter. Therefore, the name of it was called Marah. And the people murmured against Moses, saying, what shall we drink? And he said, and he cried unto the Lord and said, and the Lord shewed him a tree, which when he had cast into the waters were made sweet. There he made for them a statute and an ordinance, and there he proved them. Verse 26. And he said, if thou wilt diligently hearken to the voice of the Lord thy God, and wilt do that which is right in his sight, and give ear to his commandments, and keep all his statutes, I will put none of these diseases upon thee. Which
you heard that? That's a deal being struck. If we would listen diligently, attentively to God, and keep the commandments, then we would not have diabetes. We would not have hypertension. We would not have high blood pressure. We would not have madness. We wouldn't have schizophrenia. We wouldn't have depression. You understand? All these diseases, they say what? Disproportionately affect the Black, Latino, and Native Indian community. Diseases. So when we talk about generational curses, that's what a generational curse is. It's not an evil demon spirit over you. No, it's disobedience. You have high blood pressure. Why? Because you want to eat pork. You have high blood pressure because you want to what? Eat shrimp, crab, and lobster. You understand? You have these venereal diseases, herpes, syphilis, gonorrhea. Why? Because we want to sleep with another man's wife, and now we get venereal diseases. Right? And some of these venereal diseases affect your organs. The scripture says that's like a man piercing you in your liver. That's what syphilis or gonorrhea. They affect your organs. So read that again, Bakar. 22.
Verse 26.
26, yeah.
And he said, if thou wilt diligently hearken to the voice of the Lord thy God.
If we listen to God, I mean listen to the Bible, read.
And wilt do that which is right in his sight.
And do. You physically gotta do it. Not just hear it, but keep it. Stop eating crab, shrimp, and lobster. Leave the white woman for the white man. Leave the Chinese woman for the Chinese man. Read on.
It will give ear to his commandments.
And give ear to his what?
Commandments.
The commandments of God. Read.
And keep all his statutes. I will put none of these diseases upon thee.
So where diseases come from? Diseases come from disobedience.
Right.
So you say, man, we got a generational curse, man. Diabetes running my family. Yes, because your family constantly eat chitlins, swine's flesh, crab, shrimp, and lobster. You go on social media, you see black people, all we want to do is be in a seafood restaurant. We don't post nothing clean. You never see a turkey wing or, you know, a chicken breast or chicken thighs or, you know what I mean? A good steak or some lamb chops. It's always abomination. And we wonder why we're sick. Diseases come from the Lord because it's a punishment for disobedience. We don't.
It's like, so to be on context, right? When they talk about none of these diseases, that's because they're in the wilderness. So they're afflicted to anything that's out there because the water and the insects and all that to get them, right? Right.
Anything that they have. Also, too, from what they were consuming when they was in Egypt. We followed the African diet.
Right.
That's why if you read on, Bakar, when you read further on in the law, a lot of the laws was to separate us from the Egyptian. That's why he told us, don't mar the corner of your beard. Why? Because the Egyptians used to bald their head, shave all their facial hair off. That's why it's in our law. So Moses is saying, to separate Israel from the Egyptian, we're not doing that no more. No more shape-ups or lineups. We're not doing that no more. You understand, Bakar? No more putting tattoos for the dead on your skin. No more tattoos. That's done with. So all our laws was to what? Remember we read, to make us a special and holy people. Remember, holy means separate. So the laws of the Bible separate us from everybody else. So when you see the Israelites and you see us, people see the difference in us because we not like no regular niggas. We don't take the white man's drugs. We don't commit crime. Ain't no brother in here commit no crime. We don't commit crime. Because our God told us, obey the laws of the land. And by obeying the laws of the land is because we keep the laws of God first. Because the laws of the land is based on the Bible.
Right.
Read on.
Verse 27. And they came to Elam, where were 12 wells of water, and 70 palm trees, and they encamped there by the waters. The book of Exodus.
All right, so we're going to end it right there, Bakar. We're going to end it right there. So we will take up next week after that. We're going to start where we're supposed to be at. So we should have ended if we read all 49 verses.
Yeah, we're going to be at
just text it, put it in the chat.
Yeah, I'll put it in the chat.
So we're just going to pick up where we should be next week, and I'll make sure I'll be on time for that so we won't run out of time. And also, too, because I was talking in the beginning, so, you know, just to bring the brothers up to speed, why they're in here and what is this about. If you didn't know, if anybody asked you, now you have answers to give them. You understand? Hey, how you know you're Israelite? Because it says it in the Bible. You understand? The real Jews are black. So, you know, I want to end it with that. Give me Jeremiah 14:2, Baba Kashah. Anyway, so how you know the Bible is about black people and blah, 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 blah. Well, we got the proof right here. I'm going to read it. Book of Exodus. Jeremiah.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 14 and verse 2. Judah mourneth.
Judah represents the so-called Negro, right? Judah is in mourning. The root word of the word, or the shortened pronunciation of the word Judah is what? Jew. So, you know, we speak slang. So instead of saying Judah, we usually say the Jews. So the nation just refers to all of us, all 12 tribes, as Jews, right? So it says the Negro, the Jews are in mourning. So now let's examine that statement. Why are we in mourning? We're the first people fired on the job. We're the last ones hired. You understand? We get the worst of all the food in our communities. We get unalived by the police. We get slandered. We create things and we don't benefit from it. So we're in a state of mourning because we're in slavery. Read on.
And the gates thereof languish.
So now the Bible says the Jews are in mourning and the gates. Now, what does a gate represent? A gate is something you put around your property, right? To protect your property. So now, in this instant, a gate represents what? Our leadership. Our leaders don't protect us. Martin Luther King admitted that what? I fear I led my people into a burning house. That integration was a wrong thing to do. And it was a sin against God. You understand? So now he repented and admitted, now that integration was a bad idea. Our leaders told us to be Democrats. We invested 8 years in Obama, 8 years in Biden, and what did we get for it? A Stop Asian Hate bill. Remember? Let's bring back to memory. When Joe Biden was in the White House, in his first 100 days, they like to say, right? What's one of the first things he did? Now, he did this while black people was crying for reparations that came popular in 2013, right? Remember reparations? You had Tariq Nasheed talking about it. You had ADOS popped up, right? So black people was crying for reparations. We said, hey, we need to be repaired, right? And our black leaders, the Gates, told us, we're going to get this if we invest in Democrats. So they said to the tune of almost 90% of blacks, Latinos, and Native Indian voted Democratic. And for our trust in the Democrats, what did we get paid for Joe Biden? The Stop Asian Hate bill. Is black people Asian? So what did that bill got to do for us? We voted Democrat, right? Oversight Biden. We voted for Joe Biden. But then the first thing he did was went to the Asians. I'm saying that to show you that what the Bible says, our leadership failed us. Martin Luther King failed us. Malcolm X, as great an orator and speaker he was, and as sincere he was, he told us to be a second-class citizen to the Arabs, to worship the God of the Arabs, to worship a rock in Mecca. And the last time I checked, white people could be Muslims too. So how could we be in the same religion with the people that put us in slavery? So our leadership led us wrong. The Black Panthers, we went over that. They let an Ammonite, a Japanese guy, come in there and overthrow the movement. In here, in the I.S.U.P.K, in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, there is no heathens allowed in here.
Right.
You see the Most High in Christ. That's why when you see the priest stand up and we salute each other, the reason why we have this, because if a heathen come in here, I'm gonna knock your teeth out. You understand? So that's why I said you're home amongst brothers. We ain't got to worry about no white people being in here. You ain't got to worry about no Chinese, no East Indians, no Africans, no Arabs, none of that. Only blacks, Latinos, Native Indians. This is only for us.
Right.
You understand? Ain't gonna be co-opted by nobody else. So when it says the Gates language, we as a people, we have no leadership outside of the I.S.U.P.K. Read on.
They are black unto the ground.
What color are the Jews?
They are black unto the ground.
The Bible says the Jews are black, meaning the condition that we're in. Why it says unto the ground? Meaning when you dig up the dirt, different shades of brown, right? But they would call us what? Black people, even though there's no black people. Your shirt is black. Do your shirt match your skin? Your hair is black. Your skin don't match your hair. So we're brown, but they just refer to us as black because of our condition. So what did the Bible just teach us? Jeremiah 14:2. That's the first thing I learned, that the Jews are black according to the Bible. And with that, we'll just end the Sabbath service. We'll pick up next week. If there's any questions in the chat, we'll get to that next week. If your brothers have any questions, come back next week. In the beginning, we'll start early, and then you can get your questions in. All right? So with that, I'm up here. I imagine. Just this? Oh, you want me to stop it? Okay. Get the water for online audience tuning in.
YAHUSHUA, which means Israel.
Men of Israel, I imagine to salute the Torah. Not me, actually. Yahawah Ba'Hashem Yahawashi Barak Yah.
YAHAWASHI YAHUSHUA Barak Yah.
So what you say? God, in the name of Christ, bless me because I keep the law. Okay.
YAHWAH, YAHUSHUA, Barak Yah.
And sisters are Madiam, Wapanya Hakodam, turn the face to east.
Lord's Prayer in Hebrew, Abanawa,
Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah,
Shimka,
Yahawah,
Blakata,
Tabah,
Zaka,
Hayah,
Shah,
I.S.H.U.P.K,
Harakazah,
YAHUAH,
Hayah,
Washamayim,
Thalanawa,
Thalanawa,
Come,
Come,
Cow,
Yawan,
Wasalaknawa,
Wasalaknawa,
Kawafnawa,
Kawafnawa,
Wasalaknawa,
Wasalaknawa,
Kawafnawa,
Kawafnawa,
Wala'ah,
Wala'ah,
Bayanawa,
Bayanawa,
One,
One,
Kabal,
Kabal,
Shayanawa,
Shayanawa,
Mayan,
Mayan,
Ra,
Hayah,
Ka,
Ka,
Malakwa,
Malakwa,
Wahala,
Wahala,
Wahatapara, Awalumna, Amun.
English translation. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
Hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done in earth,
Thy will be done in earth,
as it is in heaven.
as it is in heaven.
Give us this day
Give us this day
our daily bread,
our daily bread.
and forgive us our debts,
Forgive us our
as
debts.
we forgive our debtors.
We forgive our
And
debtors.
lead us not into
Lead
temptation,
us not into temptation,
but deliver us from evil.
but deliver us from
For
evil.
thine is the kingdom,
God is the kingdom,
and the power,
and the power,
and the glory,
and glory,
forever.
forever.
So be it.
So be it.
In Hebrew, Yahawah Ba'Hashem Yahushua,
Yahawah Ba'Hashem Yahushua,
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 Thalanawa,
Thalanawa,
Ka,
Rapa'ah,
Kamakala,
Kamakala,
Kamadawa,
Kamarawa,
Ka, Tahor,
Tahor,
Kamatazariah,
Azariah,
Ka,
Ka,
Hakwil,
Hakwil,
Matthew,
Matthew,
Ka,
Ka,
Arakawa,
Arakawat,
Tama'ala,
Tama'ala,
Gorishan,
Gorishan,
Ba'Hashem Yahushua,
Ba'Hashem Yahushua,
Wadaman.
Wadaman. Abakar, for time's sake, just do 121st Psalms.
Do it now, sir. The book of Psalm 121 in Hebrew. Asha'ah, Ayanya,
Ahari,
Mayan,
Mayan,
Yaba'ah,
Azariah,
Ma'ayin,
Ma'ayin,
Yahawah,
Shah,
Shamayam,
Shemayam,
Barakazah,
Barakazah,
Hayatan,
Hayatan,
Namawat,
Namawat,
Gauka,
Gauka,
Ayanawam,
Ayanawam,
Shamarka, Nala'ah,
Nala'ah,
Anawam,
Anawam,
Wala'ah, Yashan,
Yashan,
Shabamar,
Shabamar,
Sharala,
Sharala,
Yahawah,
Yahawah,
Shamarka,
Shamarka,
Yahawah,
Yahawah,
Zalka,
Zalka,
Aliyah,
Aliyah,
Yamimka,
Yamimka,
Amamam,
Amamam,
Hashemash,
Hashemash,
La'ah,
La'ah,
Kaka,
Kaka,
Ayarak,
Ayarak,
Layala,
Layala,
Yahawah,
Yahawah,
Shamarka,
Shamarka,
Karai, Hashamar,
Shamar,
Afnapashka,
Afnapashka,
Yahawah,
Yahawah,
Hashamar,
Hashamar,
Hazaatka,
Hazaatka,
Waba'aka,
Waba'aka,
Ma'atah,
Ma'atah,
Wa'at,
Wa'at,
Awam.
Awam. 121st Psalms, English translation. I will lift up my eyes unto the hill.
I will lift up my eyes to the hills.
From whence cometh my help?
From whence cometh my
My
help?
help cometh from Yahawah,
My help cometh from
which
Yahweh,
made heaven and earth.
heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
that keepeth thee will not slumber.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth Israel
Israel
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
neither slumber nor sleep.
Yahawah is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahawah is thy shade upon thy right hand.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right
The
hand.
sun shall not smite thee by day,
Sun shall not smite thee by
nor
day,
the moon by night.
nor the moon
Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil.
all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
Shall preserve thy soul.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out.
and thy coming in from this time forth and even forevermore. Saw, which means to turn. No, that's it. Saw, which means to turn. Sisters Yeshabia. Oh, slack. Sisters remain standing till we put the scroll down. Sisters Yeshabia, men of Israel, we're going to give each other a courtesy salute. Men of Israel, I-Majum, which means stand at attention. And Majum Shabbat, attention at rest. And Majum Barak, Yahawah Hashem Yahushuah, Yajum Ta, your hands down. Sar, return for the sisters. Men of Israel, I-Majum Shabbat, I-Majum Barak, Yahawah Hashem Yahushuah. Yajum Ta, class dismissed. Because I was trying to get it at 12 o'clock.
Just allow.